All right, folks. Glad you could make it today. I wanted to do this quick sales training. Oh man, my whole screen just went crazy. I want to do the sales training for you guys today. So I used to do a lot of in-person training for people, and what I always found most amazing is that they would go into loud places when they were going to do their phone calls, or they would be right next to each other, and it's super unprofessional. So first and foremost, you should already have in Calendly not only reminders, but you should have a script that says to them, and this is for you too, that, hey, prior to this call, right before you get on, make sure you're in a quiet location, make sure that I have your attention and that you want to be on this call and that you know that this is for A, B, and C to do X, Y, and Z. All right. That is my first training to you guys today as far as taking your calls. And you too need to be in a quiet location. You either want to have a blank background, don't have something with tons of stuff because it's distracting. And people, if you're looking at them through a Zoom call or whatever, they're going to tend to look at what is there. And if there's only like one thing, then it's not so bad. But if there's lots, then it can take away from the focus. So first and foremost, make sure you take care of that. Also, a lot of times this is your guys' first sales call, maybe second, third, fourth, fifth. If this is not your 100th plus call, this is for you. Okay, that means you are still a beginner. And absolutely, if you have not done 100 calls, you are a beginner, and that's okay. That's what I'm here to help and guide you to greener pastures and brighter days. So let's dive in and tune in and let's get started. So when you first get on a phone, I want you to notice your attitude, your PMA, your positive mental attitude. Prior to the call, did you clear your mind? Did you meditate? Did you do whatever the heck you had to do prior to getting on that call to be in a good headspace, right? Because what is your outcome? What are you searching for? For them to invest and purchase your product or service, right? But if you're in a bad mood or not in a good mood, it's not gonna happen. People pick up on vibes. Really, it's just energy. And they can hear your energy through the way you speak, through the way you use hand gestures. I like to use my hands a lot. And people pick up on that even subconsciously. So make sure you're in a good headspace. You have a PMA, positive mental attitude, and that you're ready to serve this potential client to the fullest. And always make sure your first phone call is like identical to your second, third, fourth, fifth, into your last call, meaning your energy, your vibration, your attitude. All right, so we have that. When you get on these calls, your goal is to have them see. You have to create this vision in their head of where they're at, where they want to go, and how you can bridge the gap to getting them there. If they do not like, trust you, or resonate with you, no matter what solution you create, they're never going to buy from you. No matter if you can show them you're here, but you want to go there and I'm the solution. Because if they don't like you or trust you, they're certainly not going to buy from you. If they don't believe your deliverables are going to work for them, or sometimes you get people that know that they're not going to put in the work. And we have to ask the hard questions of like, if you get to that point where they're just stuck in, in the sales process of like, I got to think about it, or I don't know. Sometimes you'll have to ask, like, is it me? So ask them, is it something I've said, or is there more information that you need? Because typically people need more information, or they think they do, in order to make a great decision, something that's going to actually help them. And human beings are horrible at making decisions, so they typically don't make them, right? We won't, especially when it comes to money, because time and time again, folks have taught and trained themselves that they can't be trusted. So it's better and easier and less risk, right? And the subconscious is always keeping you away from harm. So its job is to have you say no in 10,000 other ways. So make sure you're figuring that out too. So let's get into the first thing that you're going to do when you get on a call. It is the introduction. So there's 5 steps to a sale: the introduction, The second step is, so that's the first step. Second step is your short story, building rapport, breaking the ice. Your third step to a sale is the pitch. All right. And that's your 1 to 3 minute, not description, but presentation. There you go. 1 to 3 minute presentation is your pitch. Then step 4 is asking for the sale. And then step 5 is the rehash, just pretty much telling them what just went down, how it occurred, what they're getting, and the next steps. So let's start from step 1, the introduction. So it can be as simple as, hey, how's it going? Well, first, let's back up. I always start by saying their name. So I'll make up a name. Let's say Jason. So I'll always, as soon as we get on a call and I know that they can see me and hear me, can you hear me? You can see me? Okay, great. I can hear and see you too. I will instantly start in and I'll say, hey, what's going on? My name is Benji. Or I'll say, hey, Jason, nice to meet you. My name is Benji. So I'm assuming instantly that that is who it is, or even if I'm on a call and I can't see them. So typically it's when you can't see them, but still announce their name. Hey, Jason, how's it going today? My name is Benji. The reason for our call real quick is to establish where you're at, where you want to go in this potential scenario, and how I can be of assistance to even get you there. Or if I can get you there, that is my entire goal on this call. Can you tell me what brought you to this call today? What are you looking to achieve? What are your expectations? Now, I'm really blunt, so that can be watered down or changed into different types of questions for that. But you typically want to get across that they're them, you're you, why you're on the call, and you want to take charge by letting them know how the call is going to go within that introduction. So it'd be like, Jason, just so you'll know how the call is going to go, I'm literally just going to ask you some very quick questions about you and your business. Or like, that's how mine is. If you're selling like a service, it'll be like, I want to know where you're at on your journey to, and then whatever it is, like, you know, to being an entrepreneur, or to getting in shape, or to losing weight, or things like that. Okay. So once you have that established and you've taken authority by telling them how the call is going to go and giving them proper expectations, now you can dig in. And remember this, questions will take you to where you want to go. So ask the right questions, right? So what brought you here today? I want to make 10,000 a month. This is surface level answers, and I'm just making this up as I go. Okay, great. Tell me about that. See how easy that is? Now they're like, oh, snaps. And everyone loves talking about themselves, so have them tell you their story. This is how you're going to break into the step 2, which is short storytelling, building rapport, breaking the ice. Okay, so that intro led to that. Ask questions. So what have you been doing? How has that been working? What hasn't been working? What have you tried? Those are all great questions to start with. What do you feel has held you back? What are some limiting beliefs that you know aren't true, but still kind of get you stuck? And your job is not only to listen, but it's to maybe find other things that are holding them back that they didn't even know about. Because if you can solve one problem together with others that they didn't even know about, they're going to like you, trust you, and believe that whatever you're giving them is going to work. All right. So now that you've gone through all of these questions, right, now you're going to get to the natural part, which is step 3, which is your presentation, also called the pitch. Now, a lot of times you might feel like you just went over a lot of stuff, but you haven't. All you've done is ask them about them. You have not broken down anything about what you can do for them. So you can start by saying, all right, so hey, Jason, pretty much here's a summary of what I hear. And let me know if I missed anything. You're here and you've tried these things. You have limiting beliefs here. You know it's not true. You need help here. And you've tried to do all this other stuff. It hasn't worked and you really need help. Is that about it? You know, is that pretty accurate, or did I miss anything? Nope, that's everything. Okay, great. Well, I feel we are a great fit to work together. So what I would like to do at this time is break down what it is that I can help you with, the way that it works, and how you can get involved today with that. Does that sound good? They're going to say yes. All right, great. Now, you don't just start vomiting and this is what I can do and going over features and benefits like nonstop. This needs to be about them, right? It needs to be, and they have to connect the dots and visualize this. So you have to be able to present it in a way that either A, you're visually showing them a presentation, or B, you are verbalizing a presentation so well that they can see it in their mind. Okay, so it's not going to just be like, I'm going to give you this, I'm going to give you that, and this is how it's going to work, and oh my God, it's going to be great, and here's the cost. All right, make it about them. And always know this, you have two types of people that are going to buy from you: a solution-oriented buyer, right, and an outcome-based buyer. Solution buyer are more the people with the whys. They're lower energy vibration. They don't know a lot and they've tried things and it didn't work and they're kind of skittish and not sure. Outcome people, like they're usually business people or they have money already, higher vibration, and they don't need to know why everything is the way it is in order for you to help them. They want to know how. So you need to decide, is this a solution-based individual or an outcome-based individual? And for the most part, you guys are going to have solution-based individuals that really need to know why all of this is occurring, and then how are you going to change it for them, right, to bring them to a buying decision. So in your presentation, make sure that you're just going over, not in fine-tuned details, everything they're going to get, but not super vague either that they can't paint the picture in their head. Okay, so give them enough that they understand it, but you're not explaining, like if you built an engine for them, you're not going over 10,000 different pieces of how the engine works. This is a better way to explain it. You can go over like the top 5 things that just make the most sense. When this lever goes here, the gas comes out there, it spits there, the fire hits, the motor works. And they're like, oh my God, they don't need all those other details. Not now anyways, else you're gonna put them in think about it mode. All right, so here's the hardest part that people have about the entire sales call, asking for the sale. Now, I always say you have to earn the right to ask for the sale. How do you know you've earned the right to ask for the sale? Super simple. You've done step 1, 2, and 3. All right. Now, naturally, if you've done this accurately and correctly, your potential client should say something like, all right, what's next? Or, well, how much is it? Or, well, how does this all work? That's your cue. Now, even if they don't say that and you've already presented, don't let it just sit there and be quiet and get awkward. Say, all right, so Jason, at this point, I feel it's safe to say I can absolutely help you. I can get you from where you're at to where you want to go. Do you believe that? Yes. So I do trial closes, right? Okay, do you believe that everything I've told you in this presentation the last couple of minutes is going to actually get you to your goals? Do you believe my team and I are going to do that? Yes. All right. Is it safe to say that you would get started other than not knowing the budget at this point? Yeah. How much does it cost? Awesome. I'm glad you asked. So simply put, and now I'm going to bullet point everything they're getting again, bigger though. You're going to get boom, 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 whatever those booms are. Okay. A, B, C, and D. And with that, I have a couple different packages, but that's the one you absolutely need based on everything you've told me. And now usually I give that to my clients for $2,500. I know that sounds like a lot. However, I know that people that make decisions, take action, and want to win and don't have to think about it or this, that, and the other, I give them a huge incentive up front as a thank you for making that decision because I know it's hard. And with that being said, if you want to start today with me to take you on your journey and help you get A, B, C, and D, I'm willing to hook you up today for only $1,500. That's it. Now be quiet. Be quiet because they are thinking. They're thinking, well, first, you needed to have built enough value for their perception, their thought in their head to be more than $1,500 in this example. If in their minds, they're like, Benji's not worth $1,500, they're not going to pay you whether they have the money, if they have it, or not. They're just not going to do it. So that's why you need to become a master at asking your questions, digging in, actually caring about your client, figuring out what they've done, what they've tried, what's worked, what hasn't worked, and why are they on the call today? Then if they can't do it themselves, they need you. You need to get all of that out of them and to build the perception that you're worth 10 grand. So that when you drop it from 2,500 to 15, because everyone wants a deal, okay, they go, oh, yeah, let's go. And that's it. Boom, you just made a sale. Now, instead of getting super rambunctious and excited, even though it's awesome, and I still always feel like that no matter what I'm selling, and no matter whether it's $5 or $500,000, I don't go nuts with them on the phone. I just give them a verbal confirmation of, hey, congratulations, because we don't know yet, right? They still have to actually pay. Say, okay, so based on you picking this package and getting started today, in the chat that we're in right now, I just put the payment link, your investment link for 1,500. Go ahead and click that. It's not going to be on my screen, only yours, and fill that out. I'm going to sit here with you because I have some next steps that you need to go through. So even though I'm not talking, if you have any questions at all while you're filling out the investment link, just let me know. But I'm here right now. Once it says successful, just let me know. And now you just sit there. Okay. So now you've made a sale. All right. And we'll go over the other part before we get to the rehash and the deliverables. So let's say hypothetically, which this is going to happen more times than them saying yes. They go, oh, well, $1,500, that's a lot of money. Now you need to be witty and you need to not get that feeling in your chest or your heart or your stomach of like, they're not going to do it. They don't like me. They don't want to. They don't have the money. Strike all that from your head. They're still on the phone with you. They still have some kind of questioning that you need to do with them. So say, okay, yeah, I can understand. So agree with them to break down their wall, their barrier. I can understand $1,500, that could be a big chunk of change, to a lot of people. I understand. Is it that you don't have the 1,500, or is it just, you feel that that's just too much? So this is where they're going to tell you, in other words, if they perceive your value to be low or they just don't have the money, right? So if they're like, well, I just don't feel like I'm getting a lot, bingo. You did not create enough perception in their mind that whatever you offered them in that presentation is not good enough. But ask them, say, okay, we've broken down these 4 things, A, B, C, and D. Is there anything missing from there to make this package complete for you? What if they tell you something that is in the package and you're like, oh, that comes with it. I'm sorry I didn't explain that better, but yes. And now they're good, right? But if they flat out tell you, no, Rick up the street can do it for less without being rude, you can ask, okay, well, you knew Rick was less already, before getting on this call. I'm guessing you would have already went with Rick, but maybe he's missing something that you're looking for. Well, yeah, he doesn't do this and you do. Now you can capitalize on that instead of focusing on the isolated reason of they're just trying to get a better deal. And you're going to find people like that. And in the beginning, you're going to want to pretty almost beg them to give you their money. But sometimes those type of clients are not the best. And you need to discern, do I want to take on this client? Because if they're already complaining about this, even though they know I'm the best option, how is everything else going to be for the next 4, 8, or 12 weeks, right? So think on that. And that's how that part goes for the sales side of when they say that. Or let's go back, let's reverse back to the part where if it's not the value that they don't see, but it's just the amount of money, right? Oh, I just don't have that right now. So double check, right? Do your micro closes again. So the program's good. You like me, you believe that you're going to get all this and it's going to work for you, correct? Yeah, totally get it. Yep. Everything's fine. I just don't have 1,500. If you did, would you start this with me today? Oh yeah, I absolutely would. Okay. This is critical. Make sure you say it exactly the way I say it. So Jason, 1,500 is for you to start today. How far are you away from the 1,500 today? That's easy, right? But it's such a powerful question because what if they say, well, I only have 1,300? Okay, Perfect. And you can use that right now if, and it's not, but if my program were only 13, you can get started right now. Yeah, absolutely. Here's what we're going to do, Jason. I'm going to put in our chat a link for $1,300 today, and I'm going to give you 30 more days to come up with the remaining 200. How does that sound? Now that's called the if I could, would you? If I could make it 1,300 today and you just pay the remaining 200 bucks a month from now, would you get started today? Oh yeah, I would do it. Absolutely. Great. Congratulations. I'll give you a digital handshake right now. Welcome to the team. Let's go ahead and get you set up. I will make that provision for you because I believe in you and I want to help you. And those that take action with me the day of always get the best results. So I want you to get this. And now they feel like they gifted themselves. They gave themselves permission to work with you and they're going to be a good client. And that's how you get away from the, well, I have a payment plan. You can do $750 today and $750 in a month. Well, if they were only 200 away from the 15, just ask for that full amount now. What's the harm, right? But if they then tell you, well, I only have 900, okay, 9. And then 600 a month from now, perfect, good. So get what you're worth now, not because you're greedy or that it's unethical, that it's perfectly ethical and it's better for you, it's better for them. They're more committed. When people pay, they pay attention. Got it? All right, cool. So no matter what, in this case, you've made the sale, and in some other cases you haven't. You need to dust yourself off and not worry about that. Don't get into the, oh man, they didn't like me, they didn't like, so what? You're going to get way more no's than you ever get yeses. I'm telling you that right now for a fact. So you need to create tough skin if you don't have that already, and just realize not everyone needs to take your offer. Not everyone is going to, and definitely know when there's the people that should, and you have to professionally push them over the edge without being rude or an a-hole or only looking for a money grab. And this all comes with practice. Practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes permanent. So practice every day as long as you can with people like myself, your friends, your family. Have them be the potential client, and you will get 10 times better than anyone else who only practices on their actual sales calls. All right, let's get to step 5, which is the rehash of the sale. So this is really easy, and you should just, at the end, once they paid and it's successful, this is how it should go, or very similarly. Hey, Jason, dude, I saw it come in on my end. Congratulations, man. This is amazing. I can't wait to start with you. I'm sure you can see by my smile, I'm ecstatic for you. So let me break down real quick what's going to occur. On the back end, I just emailed you right now an email. Go ahead and go there, open it, but don't read it all yet. Let me know when you get there. Oh, and check promotions, junk, email, and spam, because the email robot gods sometimes put it there, and now they find it. Yeah, I found it. Awesome. Out of everything there, those are your marching orders. Those are your next steps, your directions for what you need to do when we get off the call. And looking at the time, I only have about 1.5 minutes left before I have to get off the phone. That's all you have to say. So I do want you to click that hyperlink right there, though, for the onboarding call, because you're going to onboard with me. I already have my schedule set on there. So go ahead and pick a day and a time and let me know what it is. They do that. They figure it out. They might have a question or two. Go ahead. Meanwhile, in their head, they're like, he only has 1.5 minutes, or she only has 1.5 minutes. Cool. So now they do that. Awesome. Hey, congratulations. And if you have other next steps that aren't in that email, make sure you tell them. Like, maybe they're going to get access to Slack, but that should be in your email, right? Or a Discord server or a Facebook group, something like that. There needs to be that link, and they need to know how to do it and when to do it. Excuse me. So make sure you tell them that. And then at the end, say, hey, I only got about 30 seconds left. I just want to say thank you again for joining and putting your trust in me. I look forward to your wild success. Right before I get off this call, though, do you have any other questions before we get off today? No? Awesome, Jason. I highly look forward to working with you. I see you booked for Friday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will see you tomorrow, and we will start your journey. If you have any other questions, in the email, there is a Discord, and you can ask your questions in there. Thank you, and I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day. Click, done. Boom. Those are the 5 steps to a sale. That is all you need to do and say in order to gain a client. If you have any other questions about this video, go ahead and reach out to me. If it's in this Discord, if it's on Facebook, wherever this is, just reach out to me. I'd love to help you out, and have a blessed and awesome day.